What is legacy? When we talk about legacy, a legacy is something that is passed down. It is your mark. It is your footprint in the earth. It is your contribution to the world. Your legacy is something that is passed down. It is your mark. It is your footprint in the earth. It is your contribution to the world. God wants you living for legacy. He wants you thinking the big picture. He wants you thinking long term. That God wants you making decisions with legacy in mind. Legacy is so powerful because you can do something today that lives forever. Let me say that again. You can do something today that has an impact forever. That's the type of impact you are going to have. That's the type of power you're going to have, that when you make a move, that when you do something, you are actually going to be creating a legacy. You are actually going to be leaving a mark. This is a life that is so important for you. This is a time that's so important because God wants you to think legacy. It's the idea that you are on a beach and you're walking through the sand, and then you turn around and you're saying, oh, I can see where I've walked. It's the idea that you stop and you looked at your tracks, and your tracks have been made in the sand. You're saying, well, I didn't know that I could walk that far. Wow, I didn't know that's how long I came from. Wow, I can see my footprint. God wants you to look at your life even today and say, I see my footprint. Wow, I see my impact. Wow, I see the things that he's had me to do. You got to live for legacy.
A man is not measured by what he takes with him to the grave. He's measured by what he leaves behind in the lives and the souls and the hearts of others. When you die, you should not take your gifts, your abilities, your talents with you to the grave. They do no good there. What you should do is sow into the lives of others right now while you're here on the face of the earth. In the movie Troy, Brad Pitt has an option at the end. He can either live out his life happily with a family that loves him, or he can go to war, win that thing, and never be forgotten. He chose the second option. The movie pauses for a quick second. You see a ship with black sails. You see Brad Pitt standing in the front. And he's ready because he knows that though he may die in battle, his heart and his mind and his ability and his gifts will never be forgotten, because what he's about to do will change everything. That's what you got to do. Make a choice. Not so much as to whether or not you want to have a happy family, but are you giving everything you have to the degree that when you die, other people can take what you've done and run with it? Write the vision, make it clear, make it plain so that others can run with it. When you do that, you'll maximize every bit of your ability here so that when you die, you too will never be forgotten.
You're gonna die. I don't know if you've heard, and I'm being dead serious. There is so much opportunity. The people in this room can do so much if they allowed themselves to play a game based on them being self-aware about themselves and what they want their legacy and skill sets to deploy against. We are in a rat trap. We are in a circle. We're all saying the same thing. Anytime I need new business to grow, I go play your game. It's that easy. I reverse engineer the human being that's gonna make the decision. I let her or him dictate the creative, and we go on our merry way. And I wanna shoot myself in the face, right? And then I start beating them up and saying, okay, I sold you, now we're doing none of that, right? Legacy, opportunity, those things. This is an amazing time to be in this industry if you're on the offense, and it's the worst time to be in this industry if you're on the defense, and 95% of you are on the defense.
The thing you need to know is this: you are leaving a legacy whether you want to or not. Everybody in this room is going to leave a legacy. The question is, are you going to be intentional about the legacy you're leaving? Are you actually going to be intentional, or are you just going to let anything be passed down, anything be given to others on your behalf? And I'm here to let you know, stop giving people this dirty, nasty, stinky life. Why don't you build a legacy so when somebody gets into the car of your life, they want to say thank you instead of, I can't believe what you did to me.
make each day a masterpiece. That's pretty strong language. You have good days, you have bad days, I have good days, I have bad days. On the other hand, it's a way to think about things. A, life is one day at a time, and B, when the day is done and you ain't getting it back.
Legacy is built now, but experienced later. The most powerful things in the world take time. Legacy takes time. Stop trying to get legacy now. I did a study one time, and in the study it talked about the difference between rich people and wealthy people. They say rich people think about money, but wealthy people think about legacy.
My greatest moments didn't come from my greatest moments. My greatest moments came from my greatest defeats, because it was during my defeat that I had to find a way to get back up.
What is your legacy from today? In a pragmatic standpoint, what did you move forward? Just a step or a half step or a quarter step? In a different way, how did you present yourself today? And then a whole bunch of other questions that you literally might ask yourself at the end of the day. And if you're one of those kinds of people, which sometimes I am and sometimes I'm not, is keep a little scorecard. Did the things you say at the meeting, were they really contributions, or were they just piling on with somebody else? Were they really a little bit off beam in a positive way or even a negative way? Did you reach? Did you grasp? Did you do wow? But every day does have a legacy. Every day can be a masterpiece. I'm far too old to believe in the tooth fairy. I have more than my share of crappy days, believe me. But the notion is we build our track record, whether we are President of the United States or whether we are somebody who's cleaning up tables at a little restaurant. We build it one day at a time.
You got to remember how you started, but focus on how you finish. If you're going to leave a legacy, you're going to have to remember how you started, but focus on how you finish. I don't want you to forget how you started. I don't want you to forget some of the conditions that you were raised in. I don't want you to forget some of the rejection, some of the pain. Nope, I want you to remember how you started, but do not for 1 second let it dictate how you're going to finish.